Hi everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut to make these stamp-shaped stickers. I use these to package up my Etsy orders and they're super cute for journaling, stationery, or like me, for your online shop packaging. To get started, you will need Photoshop or any kind of photo editor like Photoshop, a Cricut machine. I will leave the model of mine in the description. Anything with the print then cut feature should work for this tutorial. A color printer, I'll leave my printer in the description. Matte sticker paper. The Cricut print then cut feature only works with matte paper. If you use glossy, it won't be able to read the sensor marks. You can work around this, but it's much easier to just use the matte paper. And then you will need a scan or merged file of your finished artwork. You could use a photo or clip art for this too. So let's get started. In Photoshop, have your artwork open. Mine was a traditional drawing that I scanned in, so I needed to edit it a bit. I already did that, making sure I had a border or a background that is pure white. That's going to look best on the stamp with a white background. So I'm going to copy that onto a new document. Pretty much any size is fine. Just decide now what size you want your stamp to be. Since I have a rectangular design, I'm going to do a 1 inch by 1.5 inch rectangle, but my actual document size is probably like 5 inches tall or something like that. I want to make sure that it's really nice quality, and you can use pretty much any file size that's larger than the size that you want to print it as. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, you're going to need to find a PNG file or a vector file for this stamp shape, so the shape that you're going to be cutting out. Photoshop has built-in shapes, so I'm going to use those today. To get to those, I'm going to go to Custom Shapes. This is in the menu where you have the rectangle tool. So go up and set the color to white, then go over to the shape, and if you don't see all of these, you can just click on the gear and select all. This will load all the shapes in. So you're going to find the stamp 1 shape and draw it onto your canvas to the size that you need it. And if you hold shift, it'll like set it to a certain size, but it's totally fine to just stretch it out and fit it to the size that you need for your canvas. So I had my artwork layer just hidden, and I'm going to show that again and resize it to the shape of my stamp, and just centering it and finding what I think looks best as far as like the size and how much border I want. Once I'm happy with that, I save the PSD file in case I need to edit it again, but then also save it as a PNG file. So make sure the background is turned off and it's transparent. You should see the little checkerboard pattern behind it to know that it's a transparent background. So next, I'm going to bring it into my Cricut design software, and I have a new document open already, and I'm going to click the little upload button to bring in my artwork. I select the PNG file that I had saved in Photoshop and open that up. It should show it in the preview with a transparent background, so it should already be in there as a transparent background. You should be all good to go. And then out of these 3 options, I always choose complex. It just ends up looking the best. You can edit your own transparent background in this software, but I prefer not to. So you shouldn't really have to do anything else here. Just make sure that it's transparent, everything looks good, and continue on. Out of these 2 options, I'm going to select the print then cut, and then that should be all uploaded and good to go. So you're just going to select that and place it in your document. It'll come up pretty big depending on the size of your Photoshop document you saved it as, so go up to the top here and scale it to the size you want. I'm just typing in 1 inch wide and then pressing the tab button on my keyboard, so it automatically scales the other side proportionally. Should be all good to go. Now that it's the correct size, something convenient is that when using the print then cut feature, the software will arrange everything for you, so it'll just fit on the paper nicely, and you don't really have to worry about the arrangement or making sure things are lined up. Just get as many as you want on the canvas and it'll do it for you. So I'm just going to see how many I can fit on one page, so I'm just duplicating these over and over so I have a whole bunch of them, and then I'm just going to click make it to see what my page looks like. So when I click that, it has 2 pages, and I only want to see how many will fit on one, So it looks like there's 2 extra, so I'm just going to go back to my canvas. I'm going to click cancel. I'm just going to go back and delete those 2 stamps. So now it should all fit on one sheet, so that looks good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to printing. Alright, so I'm going to click send to printer, and this box will pop up, and you're going to want to turn off the bleed. This will make like a weird border around your images, and it'll just take a really long time, so just uncheck that. Then you're going to want to select use system dialog. If you don't do this, it'll choose print settings for you, and it'll often print as like a lower quality, or it might be the wrong type of paper, so I'm just going to select that. And something I don't like about the Cricut software is that your system dialog for your printing, it'll pop up behind the window, so you have to move your Cricut window down to find the printer dialog. So once you get to that, you're going to go to the quality and media and make sure that you are set to plain paper and the print quality is on high. If you're not seeing these, you might have to click something like show advanced options or show options or something like that to get all the options for printing. Then you're just going to load your sticker paper up and print. So next I'm going to set up the cut options. So I have my dial set on my physical machine set to custom, so make sure that's there first and then you can get to these options. I'm going to use the printable sticker paper preset, and you can just search sticker to find that. And so I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then depending on your paper, you can adjust the pressure. I leave it on default, but if you have a thinner paper, you might want to set it to less pressure. This is something you kind of have to play around with and figure out what works for you, or figure out which presets work. This is just kind of what I've figured out for this type of paper. Alright, so you're just going to stick your paper down onto your mat and load it into your machine. Once I have that all going, I usually just watch the first couple of cuts to make sure that it looks okay and it's not totally cutting it completely off. And then as long as that looks good, just sit back and let it do its thing. Alright, so this is the finished product. I think they're really cute and fun. You can play around with this a lot and make your own cute stamp stickers. I shouldn't have to say this, but obviously you cannot use these as postage or use this tutorial to print counterfeit stamps. It's just a sticker. Just wanted to make sure I had that cleared up. So thanks for watching, and if you do this tutorial, I'd love to see your results. So tag me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'd love to see your work. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.